Hello, and welcome to Conscious Conversations with Hayley Cullen. I'm your host, and together we're diving into raw, unfiltered, and conscious conversations where nothing is off the table. This is a space for bold, edgy discussions that challenge the norm, whether it's health, mindset, business, entrepreneurial life, energy, healing, or even aliens and conspiracy theories. All topics are welcome. My guests and I go deep, sharing their stories, challenges, and breakthroughs while exploring the topics that others might shy away from. Here, everyone's voice is heard, every opinion is valid, and we get real about what's happening in the world and within ourselves. If you're ready to scrape away the surface level, expand your mind, and explore the wild side of consciousness, then you're in the right place. Strap in, because like I said, nothing is off the table. Let's dive into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Conscious Conversations with Hayley Cullen. And I am so excited to bring our special guest in today, Bridgette Harris. How are you?
Great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great too, thank you. Thanks so much for being here.
It's great to be here. I'm excited. Conscious conversation.
Yeah, let's go. I'm super excited too. So, Bridgette, I have one question that I usually start conscious conversations with. And if you could have one conscious conversation to wake up humanity, what would it be?
That everything you need and everything that you perceive to be outside of you is already within you. And the journey is discovering that through your experience, discovering each piece that's within you outside of yourself.
Amazing. And how would you then describe to someone how they can find things within themselves?
So, I truly believe that quite often we are guided to find what's within ourselves through our experience, and until we become aware of it, quite often we can be driven through pain to experience what's inside of ourselves. So, my invitation would be to look at what's happening outside of you as an invitation to actually go within. So discovering how is this moving through your body, what potentially is underlaying within that is wanting to be experienced and expressed. I feel like there is a journey back home to the child when we were children through this, to be able to heal our inner child and be able to live life as we are supposed to, which is blended with the adult and the child, to be in that joy, to be in that fun, playful essence. And what really awakens or sparks the beginning journey of coming home to self or coming inwards to self is the discomfort in the external world.
Yes. So, was there any particular time for you that there were things happening outside of yourself that made you then look within? Like, what was it that showed up for you to get you to reflect?
Yeah, so for me, this began at 8 years old. So when I was 8, I was ran over by a motorbike. I was put on life support, and I was told that the doctors told my parents that I wasn't going to survive. Now, I remember waking up in ICU, and I went to pull the tubes out of my throat, and they put me back to sleep. Now, my auntie at that time was praying over me, so she was putting light into my body. And something in that moment shifted for me, and that journey through hospital was really a journey into unlocking the gifts that we hold, that we're able to heal ourselves, and then it begins within. And something switched, and I remember laying in the hospital bed, and I was listening to Bewitched roller coaster. I don't know if you know the song. I had like the tape deck, and I was like, I felt really lonely. I felt all alone. I felt this deep sense of like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Like, why am I in bed? Like, I had siblings, and like, why am I the one to be here going through all this pain? Like had my leg on a pulley system, and I was in a lot of pain, and I had facial surgery and everything. And I was like, why am I here? Why am I all alone? Like, why is all my family together? I'm by myself in this bed. And I felt in that moment like so much pain and sadness. And I remember listening to that song, and all of a sudden, like, there's this little light that came from within, and I heard this voice, and it said, you can do this, keep going, and you just need to be strong, and you're going to get through this, and it's you that will get yourself through this. And it was like something in that moment flipped, and I was like, I can do this. I know that no matter what, if I believe I can do it, I'll be able to do it. And I ended up like learning I had to walk again because I had the big surgery on my leg, and it was a long process. And from that moment at 8, I was able to see that this beautiful gift that we can heal ourselves, and it does begin from within, and we have to have that internal drive or that commitment to be like, I can do this. So it really began at that age, and so that was a big, it was a beautiful gift. It was a big experience for me, and it took me years to be able to heal that all the trauma that I went through in that experience. However, I found myself at a similar road about 20 years later, and I had a drug addiction, so I was addicted to methamphetamine. And I remember again, I sat and I was crying, and I felt lonely, like the similar feelings, and I was like, oh, why have I got myself in this position? How did I get here? And there's a real stigma with meth of that. Once you've done it, you're not coming back from it. That's it. It takes your soul. And I do believe there is a line that I walked, and I was at a crossroad where I was like, okay, if I go down this path, I'm losing my soul. And if I go down this path, it's a fucking hard road. Excuse my French. However, I gain me again. I get me back. And so I remember and I'm not a religious person. I'm a very spiritual person, but I remember being in the kitchen, and I was doing the dishes. I had my hands in soapy water, and I was just crying, and again, like that loneliness, that like, why is this happening to me? But also knowing that I had done it to myself. And then I just fell to my knees, and I said, okay, I'm ready to change. And I actually prayed, and I'm not one to pray. And I said, please send me guidance. Please help me. And again, that inner drive in me was like, I can do this. No one else can do this for me, only myself. And that journey to healing on that level really was about discovering the parts of me that I had kept hidden away, that I was running away from, that I was avoiding, and why I was turning to drugs, and really coming back home to me. And it all really was a journey, unlocking and uncovering who I was beneath the surface, beneath the drugs, beneath the alcohol. And that path led me to really unlocking that I have a gift to be able to help others to do the same. So it's like this beautiful thing of like the heart, the depth of what we go through becomes like the pain that we go through becomes a gift that we can present to the world and help others on that journey too. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that you could notice and recognize when you got to that point, because I feel like that's the moment where you actually do end up like dead or somewhere else, or you actually turn and you can change your life. Because I've seen it like through myself, through friends and loved ones, and sometimes they don't come back. And it's for you to see that and to go within and change your life and recognize that I put myself in this position. I made these choices. So how am I going to change that and get myself out of here? It's a real awareness.
I feel like I did this, and it was a part of me that was like, I did this because of this. So it wasn't like I wasn't fully taking responsibility. I was still playing the victim to my circumstance. However, in terms of like the point of where I had got myself to, I did hold that accountability. And I think that is the key for any change. Like we have to have a sense of accountability, that we are the ones that have, we are the only ones that can change our environment, that can create the lives that we want. And a lot of people give their experience to circumstance, to coincidence, and it's like, no, it is you. Like you are the, and like when you're able to actually take accountability for the most uncomfortable things in your life, like I become addicted to meth, and I did that. That is where you're able to go, well, if I've got myself here, then the only person that can get myself out is me. Like, and there's so much power in that. It's like we can give our power away to others, and it's the confronting thing of seeing that you are to blame is actually the most powerful thing as well.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the most challenging part, is actually accepting that you've created that, like you've done this to yourself. And I do feel like the people that, because I've had people as well that haven't, from that chapter in my life, that are no longer on earth, and it's like they weren't able to see that, they couldn't face that within themselves. And so, yeah, I think it takes real courage for anyone that goes through that journey to be able to see that, like, be honest with themselves. I think that's what it takes, is like real honesty.
Absolutely. And also I feel like, you know how we blame the external, and we're numbing for a reason, we're hiding, or we're disassociating from something that has happened or that we've created, and being able to look at these moments that we have blamed or have run from, also focusing on them and healing through that as well, so then we don't feel like we have to run from it or numb from it, and we get to actually take our power back in those situations as well, because we have to feel these things that have happened to us so that we can then move forward and not have that same pain or that same memory or whatever arise continuously, that we feel like we have to numb, disassociate, or avoid. We get to work on it and move through it so that it never has to like rear its ugly head again. And if it does, we know then what we get to do.
That process of like the trauma that I had been through that led me to addiction was had been through a sexual abuse situation, and I was running away from that, but I was actually holding on to it. And so being able to let it go and accept it, and again see my part in the situation where I wasn't safe, where I put myself in an unsafe situation, and like really acknowledge that, because then, like you said, it won't happen again, because I won't put myself in that situation. I have I think as women we have such a strong intuition of what is right and what is wrong, and in that situation I didn't listen to my intuition. And so it's just again another invitation to come into self, like listen to your intuition, like you know what is right, you know when something is off and something is wrong, and facing that in a situation like sexual abuse or sexual assault, that I played a part in that, is again, there is power to that. There is power to be like, well, if I created this situation, I will not create it again. And
Absolutely.
It's like the victim letting go of that mask or the persona of the victim, that people are get you, or that life is happening to you.
Yeah, there's so much in it, isn't there? So much. So you said, when we get to listen to our intuition, because we can't, when you're on drugs or you're numbed or you're avoiding or whatever, you can't hear it, you can't choose what's right for you in any moment because you're not listening to that. How do we get women to tap into their intuition? How would you get women to listen more?
Because of my I've been quite protected spiritually from that place. So I've had, I guess, my connection to my past from me. And the point where I felt like I was losing my soul was what's why I wasn't feeling acceptable with my source anymore. And the one thing that I would do in that situation was I would write. I would write poetry. And I look at it now, and when I was writing, I was channeling. And I was writing to myself. And I was giving myself everything I needed to make the next step forward. And so I feel as women, we have like our connection to our sacral, to our womb is a portal of creativity. And I feel like women are able to express that in so many different ways. Like for me, it's poetry, it's art. I was painting a lot in that time too, and dance. And so if a woman is seeking to connect into her intuition and come into herself first, like the most simplest thing to do is to put your hands on your heart and your womb and just take a deep breath in and then just whisper to yourself, come home, come home, come home. And that really brings you back into self. However, if you're like out here everywhere and you're like on drugs or perhaps alcohol or using relationships and sex as a way to resource yourself, and so your energy is here, there, and everywhere, I would find a way to creatively bring yourself back into the present moment. And like see what comes through in that art, because quite often as women being connected to the divine, that whatever we create in that moment is a whisper of what we're actually needing. Yeah. So really and there's beautiful things you can do, like intuitive walks as well is a great way to come back into your intuition. Just allow yourself to be guided when you go out for a walk and see where you end up. And like it's a beautiful self-care, self-date. Like quite often you find yourself in like little tasks that I give clients to do, and they're really tapping into their intuition. But creativity is such a beautiful way to like really activate the sacral chakra, which is the portal to like the feminine, and then the feminine is the connection into your intuition.
Love it. Love it. I love this stuff. It's so juicy.
Yeah.
So with the women that you are working with, what is it that you do? Tell us what Bridgette Harris does.
So my fancy title, because I feel like we all like to give ourselves a fancy title. My fancy title is I'm a feminine alchemist. And what does this mean? It means that I help women really transform wherever they're at into where they want to be. I help them alchemize. So whether they're at the beginning of their journey, like I was with like my road through addiction, I had so much pain to unlock and uncover. I help women be able to see that and unlock it and transform it into their soul gifts, their purpose. There's every painful experience we've been through, there is a gift waiting for us to unlock. There is, whether it's a soul gift, an experience, knowledge, wisdom, whatever that is. So I help women unlock and receive those gifts. And quite often through that experience, they'll tap into their purpose. So I help women who are purpose-led or mission-led start businesses or scale their businesses. So I work with women to really create their dream lives, basically, and unlock the fact that everything is within themselves and that they are magic, and they can live the lives of their dream and supporting others and feeling deep fulfillment. So,
yes. Amazing, because I feel like there's so many women out there that would just benefit from doing this, right? Oh, my ears are like going off right now.
The frequency.
Wow, it's so great. I love it. Yeah, so many women out there, and even men, I feel, especially for those that have been in like the drug and alcohol or, that kind of area, for them to come home to themselves and to even forgive themselves and move forward from that. Yeah, once women tap into their intuition,
Yeah.
and their spirit guides or their magic,
Yeah.
life gets to be so wild.
She came to me and she was like, I have no idea how, like, I have no idea about energetics, about spiritual stuff, and but I was drawn to you because of this. And I'm like, oh, prepare for a spiritual awakening. And then she's just like noticing how she's like, anything that I want, like I think of something and then it's there. It's like this magic. Like she's starting to discover that life is magic and like the, energetics and the laws of the universe and being able to play with that. And it gets to be this beautiful experience of play and like there's setting out desires and being able to kind of flirt and dance with the universe and with our experiences through life. And I feel like there's magic in that because I mean, when we live in this world where we're in the magic of life, it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. There's still like challenging times, but you're able to really use them to move yourself through the challenges and grow and look at it like, okay, cool. Like it's like when you're playing a video game and then right at the end before you clock the next level there comes a challenge and it's like, oh yes, this is gonna grow me so much. What is there to learn in this? Let's go. Like you're able to see how every moment is an opportunity for you to either experience joy and pleasure or grow. Yeah. And it's like when you tap into that and be able to create through that presence and the consciousness of you are the creator, it's like this whole new life unlocks and it's so fun and amazing to watch people go from being like straighty 180, let's say, to like unlocking and like buying their first crystal and like all these things. It's just I love it. It's so great. Yeah.
It is. It's the best. And it's a great feeling as well, knowing that you've helped this person unlock different things that are going to happen in their life. Like they've changed their perspective on certain things. And when you can do that, that is that's the gift of like everything I feel. If you can actually see things from different perspectives, you change your life. You can change your life.
In your world, when you have that perspective, it's like this is all great. Where do I want to take it? And this shedding of old stuff, that this and that's the journey. Like, oh, cool. What's the next thing to do? Because there is so much programming and conditioning we go through because we live in this world that we live in that has been created in such a way that we have to shed like the unworthiness wound, the sisterhood wound. Like there's so many conditionings that we have to shed and let go of in order to be able to fully be in that. However, that again is that journey of coming back in and seeing parts of ourselves and connecting deeper into self to be able to then create externally as well. Yeah, so it is. It's like this beautiful dance, and yeah, it's fun. It is fun.
It is. It is. And it gets to be fun. And also, it can be quite wild at times when you're seeing the different things and you're learning the lessons, but it's fun.
Yeah. When you're in a wormhole, like explain to anyone that's listening doesn't know a wormhole. It's like when you're going through and you're about to be reborn or go through shoot into the next version of self, you go through what's called like a wormhole, and it's like the waiting room, it's the void, it's the in between, it's where things get tighter and you feel like you're squeezed and you're needing to let go of parts of yourself so you can actually make it through. And when you're in that middle part where you are being tested, you're being squeezed, and you're being encouraged to let go of old conditioning, beliefs, and whatever it is like the parts of you has to die. And it can feel like who want to diet, or it can feel really dark, it can feel really heavy. And I think as well with people that do end up choosing to take their life, I think perhaps they've been in a wormhole and they haven't seen another way out. They haven't seen that it's just an indication that there is a part of them that wants to die. It's not that they want to die. And I think that there is that part of this like magical life that we live that isn't often spoken about. And it's like, it is real. It can be super confronting and painful, but it is so worth it. And so anyone that is having that experience where they feel like they don't want to be here anymore, or that they're having these thoughts of like ending their life, or maybe it'd be better in another way, that perhaps you're just, part of you is needing to die. Part of you is needing to be let go in order for a new part of you to be born, to go through the wormhole, or be rebirth, if you want to, like, visualize it in that way. It's like when you're born into this world, you go through a tight squeeze. You go through the birth canal. It's tight, it's dark, it's contracting. You don't know what's happening. But then you come out into this new world. The same thing happens when you're stepping into a new identity, a new version of yourself, and it does require a part of you to die. It's like the addict in me had to die. And that's one thing that I don't associate with. I'm not an addict. I'm not a recovering addict. I like that part of me died. I'm not her anymore. I don't need to hold on to that, because I feel like in society we go, I'm a recovering addict, I'm an alcoholic. It's like, well, how long did you have a drink? And it's like, 10 years ago. You can let that part of you die. And just have a boundary that you don't go back to it. Like, you don't have to be that person anymore, because you're not that anymore. So it's like this allowing the old parts of ourselves to die.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's like I don't say that either. I just say I don't drink, or I don't do that anymore. And it's like when you do a recovering alcoholic or recovering drug addict or whatever, like, you're claiming that I am a recovering drug addict, and that language that you use, you're claiming that, like, you're still holding it, right?
It's like,
fuck it off, let it go.
And then there's a part of that is still like, and this kind of sounds a bit harsh, but part of that is still like the victim, or putting your power outside of you, because you're still saying that has power over you, whereas you have, like, and this was my experience, like, I have power over it. I get to choose. I'm like, that's not my life anymore. So I'm not going to associate and be that anymore. So even if I'm recovering, or I am, it's like, you're still holding on to it. You're still playing the victim to it. And then there's like, and then when you look at the shadow side of the victim role, it's like, what are you seeking from that? What are you gaining? And I really think looking at the shadows of things and how it plays out, it's like, are you gaining, like, the victim loves sympathy. The victim loves to be cared for and nurtured. Well, where are you not caring for and nurturing yourself? And then again, it's like this, like, again, coming back into viewing self and like really sitting with, like, why am I holding on to this title? And kudos to anyone, like, if you are in that space and you are a recoverer and you're like declaring that you're a recovering addict, like, I still celebrate you, because the journey is
absolutely. I'm with you. We can celebrate these people, and we can also but we can also explain to them, like, they're hanging on to it. Like, we can teach them
to let go.
To see it from a different perspective again, and be able to let go of that, and like, break away from the title of a recovering addict, or whatever it is that they're drugs, alcohol, like, doesn't even have to be drugs and alcohol to be an addict. It could be gym, it could be like social media, it could be scrolling, anything that we do repeatedly that helps us numb and disassociate, that's an addiction. It can be shopping, it can be food, like, shopping, there's so many different things.
Big one. Shopping is such a big like worthiness piece. Like, if I buy this next item, then I am worthy. And then it's like that because it's like you're seeking that value outside of yourself, that you get the item, you wear it once, and then it doesn't matter anymore, and then it's the next item, and then it's the next item. It's like, no, you are already worthy. It's that, and that's the system of consumerism, right? So
yeah, absolutely. We could go down so many rabbit holes.
But it's like, I would love for women to know, like, you can re-wear those clothes and you are worthy. Like, your worth is not outside of you, and as soon as you're able to actually feel worthy from inside, you wear your clothes at a whole different level anyway. You wear the clothes you're not wearing.
Yes. Yeah. So good. Oh, it's so juicy. This is why I love conscious conversations, because we do get to speak into all these different things and go down the rabbit holes, and also bring awareness to different things that people may not be aware of because they do have their blinkers on, or they do believe one thing, or they're programmed to think this. There's so much that we can help people with. Like, it's just the one thing. Like, you're so knowledgeable around so different things because you've experienced so many things in your lifetime that have helped you get to where you are, right? And it's shining the light on these different things for other people to notice and recognize, hey, that actually happened to me, or that I've been through or experienced something similar to that. Maybe I can look at this from a different way. Maybe I can reach out and, ask for some guidance or whatever it may be to help them. So,
It's so unseen, it's uncertain. And a lot of people find this is what I observe. This is observation. A lot of people find comfort in the boring, structured 9 to 5, and because it's safe, because it's safe, because it's certain. It's like, I've witnessed people who have been near retirement, like 65, who have they've finished school, they've gone to university, they've got the partner, they've had the kids, they've bought the house, they've worked, and then they've got into retirement, and it's like, okay, now I have 10 years left of life to live. And it's like, what if you had 40 years? What if you began creating your life here? You don't have to be following this program that's been made. So you like basically live to work, and then at the end of it, you're living to die, because you're like, oh, I'm going to die soon, so I've got to live this small part of my life. And it's like, that is the safe thing to do. That is the way that we've been programmed throughout society to live our lives. And it's like, how are so many people living this life? Like, it's like, there is so much available to you. You don't have to, like, you are the creator, you get to choose. People are like, oh, some people can do that, not me though. It's like, no, every single person gets to choose and create, and not everyone needs to be an entrepreneur or a multi-millionaire, but it's like, what is it that you actually want to do? And you can do that, you can live that. You just need to choose and decide that you can, and then make plans to do it. But so many people think that they have to work in jobs that they hate and put their children in childcare when they I know that it's not an instant thing. Like, you don't just choose and the next day it happens. Yeah, there's a path to it happening, and there's sacrifices you have to make along the way, and there's things that you may have to do to be able to fully live out that life. However, that journey is so much, that for me, that path is so much worthwhile than being in a 9 to 5 and working a job that I do.
Absolutely. And it's nearly 4 years since I did that, where I just took 6 months off.
Yeah.
Like, I quit my job, took 6 months off, and just went fully inside and figured out what I loved, as I was healing, I was like, okay, I'm going to create this. And it's been just continually changing over time as I grow, as I do things.
Yeah.
And it's only 4 years. And like, it gets, you can actually do it. You just have to start.
You have to
right?
start. And it's like, of course you can do it because you'll make it happen. Like, we are so resourceful as human beings. Like, we're wired to survive. So, like, no matter what, we'll make it happen. Like, mine was the same. I was working in a government job. I was a youth worker, 2019. And I realized I wasn't creating impact. I realized that the children that I was supporting were, like, I needed to support the parents in order for the children to be able to create the change. It was like I wasn't able to really create an impact for the future, but like for these children, it was like it was the parents. And so I was like, okay, I was able to reassess. But that journey, in order to be able to do it, I feel like we need to be able to again meet parts of ourselves, and there's sheddings, and it's like this. So it's like this. I mean, you look at the infinity cycle. It's like you make the choice, and then you go down the path, and you're like, oh, okay, I've got an unworthiness wound, or I don't think I'm good enough. I don't believe that I'm able to do this. Great, well, let's face that. Let's challenge it, and then we go back. And there's like 4 years on, like you said, you're doing it, you're living it, and it's just like that decision to make it happen. Walk the path and then go within everything that is presented to yourself. And that is the, and it's so simple. And then when you're in it, it's like, every time you face something, it's like, yeah, it's so funny. It's so,
Here we go.
so complex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Like when I come up against something,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, what is this? And I'm like, here we go, strap in. What's coming up for me now? Let's go to depths. And then it's like another layer is peeled, and then it's like, oh fuck, I feel so different. This is a new version of me again and again and again.
Yes.
Yeah. And it like you're just not the same person that you were last week or the week before, because when you just actually going through life and doing the things that you want and you're creating, and then you come up against something and then you work through it, and then you like, then there's a change again, and then
Yeah, and that's so true. Like, and when you're saying that, I'm just thinking of nature. A flower doesn't constantly bloom, or a tree isn't constantly, it doesn't grow and then it stays in the same space. It continues growing, it continues shaping and evolving. And like, we are a part of nature. Like, we're not designed to do the same thing every day. We're not designed to be the same. Yeah, be the same. And I think that's where, as we're designed to grow and evolve and shed and bloom and then shed again. And like, when you look at the cycles of nature, there's so much available to witness of how we can be living ourselves. And when we're in harmony with that, we're able to be in acceptance of ourselves in seasons. And then there's another piece I really want to speak on. And like, so many things. And then when I think that's what I wanted to say, I think when people do stay the same and they stay in that same job, or they do the same thing, and there is a part of them that is desiring to like just burst out of the box and be fully expressed and be able to like grow and shape and shift and evolve. I feel like that's where we've got to within society, where people are depressed, are disconnected from themselves. They're disconnected from their true selves, their true desires, their true values and everything, and they're living in this robotic nature that they're not designed to. So of course you're depressed. And then a lot of people are told that the way to get through this is to meditate. Yeah. It just numbs you. Like, your soul is screaming to be expressed and to live this life of fullness. Because the soul came to earth to experience the fullness of the human. And the fullness of the human is the joys. It's also the pain. Like, the soul wants to experience all of it. However, when we become so focused on being a human being, we lose sight of what's fully available to us. And I feel like that's where people fall into depression and they're unable to face that part themselves. So it's like, it's easier to medicate than to avoid.
Yeah. And that's what the propaganda and the programming and all of that control is people just automatically go into that. Go to the doctor, get your prescription, all of that, instead of looking into maybe working with a coach or a mentor, going within, doing like some breath work, seeing different things. Why is it playing out? What do I love? Where's the joy in my life? Where's the love in my life? Do something different every day so it doesn't feel like Groundhog Day and you're not stuck in this dark space of, doing the same thing over and over and over. There can be so many different ways that we can change.
But like, it's still the same thing. Still something. So like, the journey is the same. It's the honesty of something. Like, I'm not happy with you. I'm not like this. I've got myself here. How do I get myself? What do I actually desire? And am I willing to face the parts of myself? And I have women come to me all the time. I'm at the point now where I'm ready to start. Like, I've been told I need to meditate, and I don't want to, and this is the last resort. And it's like and the journey with women that are at that point, and I've worked with men in the past as well, and I do feel like, circling back to what you said about men, I do feel in order for women to be able to truly strive and thrive and be in their feminine, I think they do really need strong, grounded men, and men doing the men's work is so important. And I do feel like men have it really challenging in the society that we live in. However, predominantly I work with women. So what I see with women when they do come to me, when they're in that space of being really depressed and most of the time they're disconnected from themselves, their cycle's out, they are just like, they feel like they're going to fall apart. At any moment, they feel like they're going to fall apart. And the journey I take them through at the beginning is actually holding space for them so they can fall apart. Like, you just need to decompress. Like, depression is a need to decompress and for deep breaths, because you've been hustling, you've been go. There's another tangent I could get into, like feminine cycles and how we're designed to not be like, our bodies are not designed the way that our bodies. We don't rise like the sun every day. We flow like the moon. And so women are expected in society to rise and go to work and put in the same effort, the same energy every single day. And like, that is not the way we are. That's not the way we've been created. And so women, like, when they come to me, quite often they need permission to just let it go and to stop and rest. And it's like, and then they're able to actually tap into themselves and find that what's underneath. Yeah, and it's just wild to me how going on medication for the rest of your life is a solution for something that you could work through within 6 months.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of women also, like, their nervous system is just so jacked up, or, they're in fight or flight, whatever it is. They get to actually stop and breathe and rest, and that, without guilt, without anything like that, and just be.
And spaciousness, there is so much for a woman to create. Again, coming back to the creativeness that we hold as women and that intuition. Like, when you think of the woman's biggest gift is to create life. Like, we are the creators of life. Like, women are creators. And so much is born when a woman is given space to be able to create. And so in order to do that, we truly do need stillness. We need spaciousness. We need a blank canvas. And sometimes the blank canvas is just space in our life. And so many beautiful things come through when we're in that space. So yeah, I do feel like the life that we're living is so fast paced. It's the next thing, it's the next thing, it's the next thing. And like, now it's Christmas time and people are just like hustle. Like, I can't get an appointment at my hairdresser until January. Like, there's just like go. And so the power, like taking your power back is creating softness and stillness, and actually going, I unsubscribe from the hustle. Like I'm coming back to me. I'm taking a day off. Like I have friends that if they're sick, they feel guilty for resting. Well, they've got cramps and they've got their period and they've got cramps, and I'll just take some painkillers and I'll keep going. Babe, go to bed. Get a hot water bottle and go to bed. Like your body is literally asking for rest, and we need it. Like there is no shame around resting. And
Yeah.
I just like that program. Like I fought that program for years of the shame whenever I take space to rest and be still. There's so much power in it. Like
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. It's wild when I see people at this time of the year saying, "Oh, I'm so busy and I'm so stressed," and I'm like, "Sis, you need to come and see me, or like see someone, because it doesn't actually have to be like this. You can be everything can be planned, or you can be in the now, you can be present, and it's actually you don't have to be stressed and busy.
Yeah.
Like that's just." You're just saying that because that's what you feel like. You have to run around and you got to do this and you got to do that. But when you actually just slow down and you take your time to rest, and then you have your calendar all sorted. Okay, today I'm going to go do this, and it just gets to be so calm, so connected, and just present in the moment. And it's
See, with the woman I work with that business, the what you said about like creating that structure and that within the order, that's like utilizing the masculine side of it, because we have both masculine and feminine side of ourselves, right? And utilizing them and like planning and creating with our cycle when we're in our energy phase.
yeah,
Really utilizing the structure and the masculine side of ourselves to create the discipline and everything that we need, and so we can operate when we're in our peak, and then planning and prioritizing for when we're in our winter and our quiet phase. And there is like the more we plan and prioritize and create these structures around us, our lives, like so bringing in the masculine into our life, the more we're actually able to be in our feminine. It's like integrating both sides.
yes,
So not
yeah,
constantly scrambling, hustling, trying to figure out the next thing. It's like once you plan and like create a system and a process and have automations and everything, put in that little bit of work in order to be able to be in that soft feminine era. Like we need the masculine to be able to support. And it's just like life, right? We need the men to be able to support the women, and the women are needed to support the men. It's this beautiful balance.
yeah,
This time
absolutely.
it's wild. I'm like, this is meant to be joy and celebration. Why is everyone running around stressed? This is not.
You won't find me at anybody's shops, let me tell you that right now. No thanks. I'm not stepping into that energy.
Whoa, yeah.
Big, big golden balls of light are around me if I'm going into a shopping centre.
Yeah. And
So this is what I feel like women shouldn't be working a 9 to 5 either. Like if they are creating something that they love, like a hobby or, something that can bring money in for them, when they schedule their week, their month, or what have you, they get to then take the time where they get to rest when they are on their bleed. They know when they're ready to create. They know, and then in the other parts of it, that's when they get to go. They're with their kids, or they get to go do whatever grocery shopping they need to do, or whatever it looks like for them. It's all scheduled in, and their creative time to create money is there as well.
Yeah.
Their rest time is there. They don't have to think, I'm going into work 5 days a week, 9 to 5, probably got overtime. Got to drop the kids at school, then the kids at daycare, got to get here. Like, yuck. That's just too much already,
I honestly feel like the load of a woman is so much more in a household, particularly when they have children and a husband. Because there is the hard wiring of the feminine to nurture and to take care of the home, and so women that are working a 9 to 5 and taking care of home and children, and it's like they do not stop. And no
No.
wonder that they're in such a dysregulated space. And anyone, like, you can love baking bread, and you can create an Instagram and then start selling on your local community page, and you can leave your 9 to 5. Like, you can love crocheting and create, like, we live in the most, like, luckiest time, or the most beneficial time to be able to create what we love and sell it online.
Absolutely.
Like,
There's so much abundance.
there's so much abundance, there's so much available, and like, I believe that our passions and our purpose, we have the right, and we are so worthy to profit off that. Because if people are receiving from our highest vibrational state, and we're putting that out into the world, they're receiving back from it, and then we circulate through. Like, energetically, you're creating so much abundance in this world.
So much available. This is it.
Yeah, and so everyone has the opportunity to do that, no matter what it is. If you're growing flowers, like, create a little flower stand, like, whatever it is, like, you are able to support yourself through it. And like I said earlier, it's not like that you decide and it's done tomorrow. There's a journey to it. And, I'm supporting women now, like, they're exiting their 9 to 5s. They've started their passion and their purpose whilst continuing the 9 to 5, and then they're exiting it. Some of them slowly dropping down days. Like, it's like whatever works for you, but it is possible for each and every person, particularly mums.
Yeah. And they don't have to work 5 days. They might want to work two, or three days for a few hours a day. But then they've got the space to do what they've got, that they need to do as well.
And the thing is deciding that you're able to do that. It's like that.
Yeah.
Comes back to self again. That internal, I can do this. This may be a mountain that I need to climb, and I know that I'm willing to climb the mountain. It always starts with self. It starts with that decision of like, okay, I desire this, I want this, am I going to make it happen? No one else, it's not that anyone else is more gifted or has been given an opportunity or what. It's like they decided that that's what they wanted and they were going to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are worthy, and you are good enough.
Everyone is worthy.
Yes.
This word is, quite a big one. Yeah,
it is. Bloody programming, hey? Like childhood programming. And this comes back to healing the inner child as well. The beliefs that were instilled in us from childhood that are just not true.
100%. If anyone is wanting to create their life that they're desiring, it's like the tips that I would give them is like reprogram conscious mind. I actually learned about conscious mind. Connect with your inner child. Chances are what they loved and enjoyed as a child is connected to your purpose. And understanding shadows. Like, get really clear. And shadows, learn about energy. That's the laws of the universe. For things, so you can create lots of things. And again, it may take time, and that is okay, because you've got, what's the average lifespan? 85, 90 years? I'm not sure. But like, you start when you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, you've still got 40 years of it. Whereas if you work 9 to 5 until you're 65, you've got 15 years. I know what I'd rather do.
Yeah, same. I'm doing it. So are you.
Yeah, it is. It's a journey though. Yeah. But it's
journey. It is. It's one that we choose to take instead of being stuck and staying still. So, Bridge, if there was one thing that you could share with your listeners and the audience today, what would it be?
I feel like to summarize everything we've spoken on today is like, and kind of circles back to what I began with, it's really like deciding what you truly want and know that you can make it happen, and all you need to do is have that choice and take one step at a time and face off with what is presented. Because as soon as you make a decision, you are shifting something within you. So you'll be presented with an opportunity, whether to grow or experience the magic. See it for what it is. Like, truly see it, explore it, be curious, be open, and play and flirt with life. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on Conscious Conversation. That was so great. Thank you, everyone that has listened and has joined us today. Where can they find you, Bridge?
Majority on Instagram, so Bridgette Harris Coaching on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. I am a channel on TikTok. I'm just starting up a new TikTok, so it's Bridgette Harris Coaching again. However, a lot more of like the channel side of me comes through on.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining. Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you. Bye.